What is going on, y'all? Welcome back, or should I say for myself, welcome back, because I'm dropping some more video content. It's been a little bit, man. It's been a little bit. Your boy's been busy, but today I finally told myself, I said, man, I gotta get something done, man, productive. It's President's Day weekend, so I got today off Monday. So I was like, man, I gotta get something done. We have stuff to do, some things fully, some things partially. I'm about to spin y'all up on every single thing we got going on. So thank you for checking out the video. Make sure you smash that like button, all that good stuff. Until next time, which is like in 10 seconds. I'll see you guys then. All right, now, so what do we have going on? So, a lot, okay? I've been doing a lot of stuff in the background, behind the scenes. I haven't been talking a lot about it, all right? So first things first, all right? Over here, we have 6 brand new 35-inch, 17-inch mud tires, all right? These are gonna swap out the stock tires with 35s on stock wheels. I think it'll just look nicer, and it'll give it a little meaner stance until we get the real rim situation. These are nothing crazy, just some like Amazon, eBay specials, made in Taiwan at Landers 35s. You can see right there. All right, we're gonna be putting those on hopefully before the end of the month. Over here for the back, so if you guys didn't know, for the dualies, if you're gonna run 35s, you're gonna want to run a spacer, just because I can't get that out. Just because the back tires have a chance of touching. So what we have here are 2 brand new Bora spacers, 2 inches. These are the aluminum ones, not the cast steel or whatever they're called, but these are super strong. Borla is like one of the other 2 companies one company I've heard of that their spacers are actually legit. Never ran spacers in my life before, so I definitely wanted to take my time, make sure we have something good here. All right. Over here, this is the Ryan's Diesel Services 64, 67 millimeter VGT turbo. Okay, this is going to be the upgraded turbo from stock. This is the 10 blade edition for the turbine side housing. I'm gonna go more in depth on all this stuff, you guys. I'm just trying to get you guys spooled up, caught up on stuff. But right off the rip, beautiful turbo, billet wheel, brand new actuator. I mean, this thing is gorgeous, man. We have a whole lot going on with the turbo situation. So we have that. Today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a brake job, front and rear on the dually. I've had these brakes since I bought the truck almost 2 years ago. I ordered these off Amazon. A lot of people don't know about them, and I'm almost kind of scared too, because I don't want their prices to go up. But whatever, you guys know me. Detroit axle. An unspoken god when it comes to hubs, brakes, pads. Like, y'all, man, this company is legit, and the thing is they are super affordable, super economical. I got front and rear drilled and slotted rotors with pads. I think I paid like $480 when I bought it. These are comparable to, in my opinion, I think they're better, but these are comparable to the one brand that everybody goes to. I can't think of the name right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Comment down below the one brake brand that everybody buys, and they're like $800-900 for a kit. But yeah, we have this. The other box is on the tailgate. It comes with everything, pads, and I've just had these sitting in here, man, for over a year. I bought these in December of 2021. So you can figure how long we've had these. So that's what's getting done today. And then we're also going to be reviewing, while we're doing the brake job, Vevor sent me out a 3-ton jack, floor jack. So we're going to be incorporating a review on that in this video as well. Shout out to them for hooking it up. And I guess I'll show you guys the truck. So like I told you, other brake kit is over here. The dually's still here, man. She's kicking. Nothing wrong with her. Well, obviously the trans, but still kicking. I'm just gonna, we got some stuff out here already. Gonna jack her up. We'll do the front first and then the rear. I'm not gonna really show much in terms of the front because I have videos on the channel doing brakes, but I'll talk a little bit. And the rear is where I'll kind of show more in depth, because if you never did rear pads, or rear, not pads, but if you never did rear rotors on a dually, it's a little different than a typical single axle, because you have to actually take the entire hub off and pull the axle shaft out. But have no fear, Cam is here, so we're gonna take care of that. Hopefully the wheels cooperate with me, because when I got my front tires changed a long time ago, the wheels were stuck to the hubs and they had to beat the wheels off. So hopefully it doesn't get to that point. I'm anticipating I'm gonna have to do that for the rear, break out the air hammer, whatever it may need to be. But these wheels are coming off one way or another. So yeah. So you might be asking, well, update on the transmission stuff. So basically we have everything except the torque converter. I'm going to be ordering the torque converter this coming week from RevMax. There we go. I'm going to be ordering the torque converter from RevMax this coming week. Once we get the torque converter, we can drop this truck off and it can get rebuilt. I'm ready to get it built. I'm tired of not being able to drive the truck the way I want to. I'm not saying beat it up, but just say drive like it's supposed to drive, one. And two, I'm tired of looking at these RevMax parts in my garage every time I come in here because they're not installed on the truck. So I want to get it done. I ordered a BD heavy duty low reverse sprag. That should be here soon. And then just torque converter. I'm also probably going to be doing some stuff with the oil pump on the trans. So I'm probably going to be ordering a billet channel plate and a heavy duty plate for it. But besides that stuff, you guys, once we get that in, the truck's getting immediately dropped off to the shop, getting built, and then we'll have a beautiful running 68 RFE for the turbo situation. So back there, we have that Ryan's diesel turbo. Now, I was going to run a single for a while, which I actually have been with the Smedin 369, but I was going to run this as a single for a while, but Black Market Performance came through out of nowhere, even though I was going to hit them up and down the road. But basically, they are going to be sending out a add a compound kit, and then my boy Mac over at MDC Diesel, which that code still works for discount at MDC Diesel if you're looking for a turbo kit or a turbo. Mac, we're getting a 475 from Mac from MDC Diesel for Smedin, and then we're gonna have the Ryan's Diesel VGT, and then finally tomorrow my Steed Speed 3rd gen style manifold should be getting here. So we're getting everything needed to be able to slap compounds on this truck. So a lot of stuff is happening. I told you guys I was doing stuff in the back, working behind the scenes. So we got a lot of stuff happening. And it's all coming together. It's been taking a bit, it's been dragging, but you guys know the stuff isn't cheap. It's not free. It costs money. It costs time. At least for any normal person, at least, you know, or you can just swipe the credit card. But I refuse to do that. So you know, it's just one of those things where you just take your time and just build. You know what I'm saying? So enough talking. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna get everything set up. Get the truck on jacks. Take the wheels off, and we're gonna start changing these brakes out. All right.
Ryan Little.
Alright y'all, so I got the wheel off. Ended up doing the old bottle jack trick. So I put the bottle jack behind. I put it right here. Or right here, and then I had it on the wheel, the rim, and then I just slowly jacked it. I left 4 lug nuts on and it just popped it off. Definitely gonna clean this up, put some anti-seize on that because can't be having that happening. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is take off the hub adapter. It's just these bolts here. You can see here, you put a socket on and then come through with the extension and you can bust them off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Hopefully it comes off one piece. Okay, 45 minutes later, I finally got the hub adapter off. Everything's a fight on this truck, man. Like the frame is okay, it's clean, but this truck definitely spent some time up north. But yeah, like this stuff, every single thing I take off is a fight, man. I've been coiling, beating, jimmy rigging stuff to make stuff work, but hey, it's not gonna stop me. So now we're gonna go ahead and take off the caliper and the caliper bracket. Wish me luck, man. So I went ahead and took the caliper off real quick. To take the caliper off, man, it's just 2 bolts, one here, one here. I used a 17 mil, it came off. These pads aren't worn down, but they are super corroded, y'all. Look at how bad this is. Like, you see, if it'll focus, you see all that? Like, oh my goodness, it's just, This is flaking off, man. This is wild. This is exactly why we're doing this job. And it sucks, because I'm probably gonna be beating this caliper, or this rotor here in a second, but it is what it is, man. This is disgusting. I'm probably gonna get a wire wheel, clean up all the bracketry. U-joints in here. I debated doing the U-joints, but man, every single job, every single bolt I break is a fight, man. It's a battle. So, yeah, we'll clean it up though. All right, so I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I can get my grinding wheel and clean up as much right now as I want to, but it wouldn't be where I want it to be. Honestly, the best way to do it is to actually take off your hub, take off your knuckle. That way you can get all in there, pull the drive shaft out so you can get all up in there and clean it, which is what I'm going to do. But two things. One, I'm not doing that today. We do have ball joints. I have Carly ball joints in the garage that I need to put on, but I'm not doing that today. And then two, ball joints, and then I want to change the U joints, because I mean, come on now, let's go, come on. All right, so that's gonna be later on down the road. Right now, I'm just worried. I'm just sticking to the brakes, so I'm gonna leave it as it is, because even though I hate the way it looks right now, I'll at least clean up the caliper and get that looking decent. But yeah. So next thing, when you guys are doing these brake jobs, hub jobs, whatever, anti-seize, man. Even if you live down south, anti-seize this, man, because it saves you about, what, 2 hours of me beating and cussing and all that stuff. Anti-seize your shit. So you can see here on the maiden surface for the rotor, I got anti-seize, and then on the inboard side I got anti-seize as well on the maiden surface. So this stuff right here is clutch. I did it on my 3rd gen when I was going through the suspension. Never had issues taking off parts after that. It's just, you know, taking extra time to do that, you know what I'm saying, is all it takes. So gonna slap this on, put this on, and rebuild, put the new pads on, set that up, and then we'll go from there. All right, you guys, so starting to look a little nicer. Got the new rotor on. Until you get the caliper on and you know, situated, I like to just get some lug nuts and just run them down to keep the rotor from flopping. We got the new brake pads, new clips with grease. Basically, you want to make sure you put the caliper grease all on the metal pieces, all right? Because these are the pieces that usually be squealing when you are pieces that are squealing when, like, you know, your pads are starting to get worn. You can also see we got the guide pins back in. Went ahead and put some grease on them, cleaned them up. They are good now. They're free. So we got that good. Torqued the caliper bolt brackets. Okay, so this bracket, I torqued it 275. I am not telling you that's what the torque is. I'm just saying that's what I did because that's what I found online. Make sure you torque these to spec, man, because I've had an incident where this actually broke off. It wasn't due to not torquing it, but I'm just paranoid with it. All right, so right now what we're doing is we are compressing the caliper because the pads are out, right, or the pistons are out right now. We're going to compress it with a C-clamp and an old brake pad. Make sure you take your brake reservoir cap off so that way the pressure as it goes in, it doesn't build up, it goes back to the reservoir. Once we get that compressed, mount it, torque it, and pretty much put everything back together. All right. Oh yeah, there we go, baby. Got to have the anti-seize, man. I'm telling y'all, anti-seize, anti-seize. I'm gonna put some on the back of the wheel too, cause trying to beat this bitch off every single time, that ain't it. Don't mind that. A little tip, if you want to keep your rotor from spinning, just put it in there. A little flathead locks it in place, doesn't damage anything. So she's all buttoned back up. All I gotta do is slap the wheel on, and guess what? Get to go to the other side and do it all over again. Was gonna try to get to the rears, but that's gonna have to happen another video because it ain't happening today. But nonetheless, this will be good. Once I swap out that side, we'll go ahead and do the brake in, take her down, do a couple stops, break the rotors in, and we should be good from there, man. All right. Ooh, all right. Now that looks so much better than what was on there before, y'all. This side took half the time it took to do the other side. Still did the same stuff, took off the bracket, scraped, cleaned it up, painted it black, just so it can look a little better. Anti-seize, anti-seize, anti-seize. You can see it's everywhere, right? It's coming out of there. Like, I'm not playing around this time. But something I wanted to show y'all, okay? So, I know traditionally, you know, when you do a brake job, especially when a vehicle you don't know about, you should bleed the brakes, or at least empty it, right? So that's exactly, I'm not bleeding them today because we still got to do the rear. But what this is going to do is get probably about 80% of the fluids out of the system, which is in the reservoir, right? So all I did was, got a water bottle, I got a pump you can get from AutoZone, whatever. I just put it in there, and I'm siphoning out the old fluid. It's not going to introduce air in the system. And then I'm just going to come and top it off with brand new fluid. Biggest reason why is this right here. Okay, brake fluid, if you didn't know, it's clear. It's supposed to be clear. It's kind of, it almost looks similar to motor oil except lighter. It has a small tint to it. This is dark, which tells me that this is probably more than likely the original brake fluid from when the truck came off the assembly line in 2014. So, gonna get rid of this stuff. I got some brand new brake fluid I'm going to top off. That way, you know, if you put new pads, rotors, you know, hell, even calipers, you know, and you bleed the brakes just enough to get the air out, but the pedal still feels spongy-ish, 9 times out of 10, you need to completely purge all the old brake fluid out and get some fresh fluid in there, because people don't understand it, but this stuff makes a world difference when you have clean fluid versus dirty, gunked up fluid that's just been circling over and over again. So I'm gonna finish pumping this out, siphoning it. Once I finish it out fully, I'll show you guys what the bottle looks like. But right now, it is not looking good. I mean, that looks like damn near maple syrup. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to show y'all that. Like I said, if you want, I'll put a link below for this pump. It's $5-10 at the parts store. Almost every parts store or Walmart has it. Super simple. All right, so I figured I can show y'all. This is how much I was able to take out of the reservoir. Again, the fluid, this is probably about 80-90% of the fluid. The rest of the fluid's in the lines. But it didn't introduce air in the system, so that's a good thing. Yeah, I topped it off with clean fluid. So just to bring it into perspective, okay, this is what was in the reservoir. Now, this is just a little bit because I don't want to waste it all, but this is brand new brake fluid. I know it looks like diesel oil or diesel fuel, but brand new brake fluid, and this is what was in my reservoir, y'all. I mean, you can't even see through that, like barely, with the light shining right at it. So this is burnt. This is bad. So this is an eye opener. If you have not done a brake flush, doing a brake flush is just as imperative as changing the oil, anything else you do on your truck. Clean fluid, bad fluid. So you be the judge. All right, y'all. So got the truck back together. We rolling out immediately, like right off the rip. No fluff, no smoke. It feels way better right now. I don't have to push the pedal down as much. What I'm doing now is I'm driving so I can do the braking procedure. I got a little road where I do it at, but long story short, all you gotta do is get up to speed, 35 miles an hour. Once you get to 35 miles an hour, you want to moderately brake and do that down to 5 miles an hour. Do that 3 times, and then what you want to do after that, and there you want to do the same thing except 55 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour 3 times, but instead of moderate, you want to do not locking brakes, but you want to do more force. Do that 3 times, and then drive around for about 10 minutes so the brakes can naturally cool off. Park the truck, and the things are broken in. Some people don't break them in. I've definitely not broken pads in before and never had an issue, but I've heard of if you don't break them in right, it can cause them to warp or feel slippery for the first couple 100 miles. I don't know, but we're gonna do it though. So once I break it in, I'll let you guys know how everything turned out. All right. Whoo! All right, y'all. Well, let's put that down. See what? There we go. Better. All right, y'all. So it went good. It definitely feels much better. I'm going to do a test. I'll do it off camera, but I'm gonna just tell you what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna do a little test. I'm gonna jack up the front right tire and see, because I noticed earlier the front right tire, before I took the brake off, the old brakes off, the front right tire, it was harder, it was slightly stiffer to rotate versus the left front tire, the driver's side. So I'm gonna jack up this front right side to see if it's still a little stiffer than the other side. I don't know, maybe I'm paranoid, or do you guys know, is that normal on these trucks, on these Fortunes? I don't know. But basically I'm trying to see if that front right caliper is sticking. I don't think it is, because I can tell right now the brakes were dragging before. And part of it was because the pads were seized inside of the brackets. The truck feels like it's moving from a stop. It doesn't require as much effort. Like I'm telling you, it's not a placebo effect. Trust me, I know what it feels like. But it feels like there was some resistance on there, which also would explain. Granted, I know I need an alignment, but I had a pull to the right. That pull is no longer pulling as much as it was before. It's actually pretty straight now, but there was a slight pull to the right before, which is making me believe that that front right side was potentially sticking or it was sticking, especially when I took off the pads and they were like stuck. Like the pads were stuck to the bracket, which I've never seen before in my life. The left side was stuck too, but not as bad. But I definitely think that made a huge difference, y'all. So I'm gonna wrap this video up, you guys. Thank you so much for, oh snap, I forgot to tell y'all about the jack. The jack worked good. Shout out to Velvor for sending out the floor jack. Worked excellent. It jacked the truck. It worked. It works. All right. So I will have a link down below for Detroit axle, you guys. If you need brakes for your truck, the brand Power Stop. That was the brand, Power Stop. If you need brakes, I highly recommend them. Check them out. Very affordable. You can find them on Amazon. As of right now, I know they have Ford and Dodge Ram brakes, okay? I ran them on my 3rd gen. They also sell hubs too. They sell hubs for Rams, and I had those hubs, Detroit axle hubs, on my 3rd gen with 40s and 14 wides for like 3 years. Never had a bad hub. And they have a 10-year warranty too. So far, man, it's good. The brake pedal feels so much better now. You guys saw the dirty, nasty brake fluid. Got that crap out of there. So it's gonna cycle through over time the more you drive it. So it's only gonna get better. I think though, eventually down the road, I think I'm just gonna end up buying four brand new calipers and just putting all new calipers, all 4 corners. That way the brake system is completely done. We still gotta do the rear. I got the rear, but time, and it's already almost 5 o'clock. This pretty much was an all-day project. So we got a lot of stuff, you guys, coming up on the channel. So thank you so much. If you made it this far, smash the like button, drop a comment. Love to hear what you guys got to say. Until next time though, thank you for joining. Take care, be safe, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all later.